I'm coaching men through difficult decisions, and right now I am in the scariest fucking part of my life because of a really big decision I made last year. You see, I realized quite a while ago that marketing consulting wasn't really what I dreamed of doing. It didn't really make me happy. The last 3 years I did it, I didn't really learn much. I wasn't seeking out much of anything new. I was in a good place where most things came to me, including clients and revenue, and I was pretty good at my job, so I could do it without a ton of effort, which ended up being a really bad place for a young guy who's quite ambitious, who wants to grow and learn new things and expand. And then you end up spending most of your time doing something you can do in your sleep that you're not driven towards anymore, that makes you a fairly good living but drains all your energy, all your passion. And so I decided, without really having a clue about what was next, I made the decision to stop my marketing career fully. I wrapped up my clients, my projects. I decided that even though I didn't really know how I was going to manage, I wouldn't make any money on marketing consulting again. Full stop. That was the decision. That was the commitment. And November 1st last year was when I had my first day as a free man from marketing consulting, and it was honestly invigorating. I think the answer was inside me for at least 5 years, and I've found notes that confirms this. But I tried every single path around different marketing agencies, doing freelance work, being in-house. I was doing mostly technical hands-on work, then mostly strategic. I was working with this type of client, then that type of client. I was working in Denmark, then I was working in Portugal. I tried it all. I was dancing around the fact that marketing consulting was just not really what turned me on for a lot of different reasons. And after making that decision, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what now. And I had this epiphany that felt like an epiphany I've kind of been 10 years at receiving. And it was that I had to work with people, and I had to be in the process of helping people figure stuff out. So that was a truth I could follow. That was a thread I could pull. And I have done that since November last year. And it's taken different shapes, different forms. It probably will continue to do so. But I have not really made that much money since. And so I naturally had built up a little bit of a savings that I have been spending ever since. And I think I have probably around 3 months left on my account. So I think in 3 months I will either have to sell Bitcoins, the Bitcoin I own, at a very low level, or my daily life will have serious consequences. And so being this close to a runway that's clearly running out, and also not really a place where I have a playbook for making money yet, and being in the very first weeks of summer where most businesses are off and they are at the very least not making any buying decisions. I think the combination of those three things have, for the first time at least in recent years for me, put a lot of financial pressure on me, right? So I have been extremely calm about the fact that I was going to figure this out, and I am still calm about the fact that I will figure it out. I haven't figured it out yet, but I will. And while I've been calm about that, I'm beginning to feel a little less calm, in the sense that the urgency is rising. I can see the end of this runway, and given that my runway is about the length of summer, I need to figure something out before then. And so what I've decided to do, and what I believe is going to be my solution for this, I have packaged a coaching sprint for men who are in the process of making a big decision, but they can't really seem to actually make it. I think the timing is right for something like that, because most of us, when summer comes, we have that break that we haven't had in a year, maybe years. We start reflecting on the place we're in, if it's the right place, if we are meeting our expectations of where we thought we would be at this point. I think all these things, they start to just surface when we take a break. And that's the moment where we go from being in the weeds to we fly up in the helicopter view and we look down on life and we figure out if this is the time to make a shift in direction. So if you're in the middle of a situation like that, if you have something keeping you up at 2 a.m. even though you're on vacation, I think I might be the guy who can help you get to the bottom of that, help you make a decision, and ultimately help you take the first steps towards that. Because my coaching sprint here, I call it the Crossroads, because that is often what we face when we take a break. But when we have the clarity that something needs to change, then we can't really go back to not having that clarity. And every moment from here on out will be more painful because you know you want to change, you know you should change, but you haven't changed yet. And the longer you keep that distance going, the more painful it's going to be. And for me, I had to endure that pain, that increasing pain for 5 years before I actually made the decision. I would like to think that if I had been able to, or aware of the fact that I could have asked for help in that process and someone could have guided me towards that decision, I think I may have been able to do it in less time than 5 years. And just imagine what my life could have been like right now if I had started pursuing this direction in life that I'm so much more passionate about, that lights my fire every single day, even without making any fucking money, right? Like, I'm not in a miserable place at all. I'm not desperate. I don't really even care about the money. If I didn't have a rent to pay, I would be completely fine just doing exactly what I did yesterday. But I do have bills to pay. Just take my scenario. I have been pivoting around the fact that marketing wasn't for me. But the question I have had multiple times on the way is like, maybe it's not for me to be in a agency. Maybe it's not for me to be in an agency where I'm not in a leadership position. Maybe it's not for me to be a freelance consultant. Maybe it's not for me to be in Denmark working. Maybe I need to be remote to be inspired. Maybe I need to be in-house, where I went as a interim CMO for half a year. I mean, all these things, they were not the right questions. What if someone could have helped me understand that the right question was, is marketing even at all something for you? By the end of the line, if you make it to the top, do you want to live the life that is at the end there? And I'm not regretting anything at all. I've learned so much. I've met incredible people. It's been a real blessing, but it's also been a crutch in the last couple of years. It's been really difficult to let go of. And it has been feeling a little bit like golden handcuffs for a while. So I've tossed that crutch. I've unshackled myself, but now I'm at deep water once again. But I'm doing something that I love, and that's the most important thing. So long story short, I made a really terrifying decision that was years away. I've been trying to figure it out ever since. I am so much on a path that is 1,000,000% more aligned than I was before. It might not be the last path, it might still change, but it's 100 times better, and I'm now at a point where I have a practical problem to solve. This is not an internal crisis or anything. This is like, making money is a practical problem, and there literally is millions of solutions to that problem. So I'm gonna find one that works, and I just got goosebumps. I don't know if that was the timing or what. So if you have a big decision, anything you're tumbling with, I've put together a program where we take 5 weeks. We go through every single week a session of 90 minutes to 2 hours where we map out all the factors around it. I grill you on figuring out what the underlying need is, or want, or dream, or fear. And then we figure out what the right question is. And when we do, you will have to figure out what the right answer is to that question. And I will help you. It is ultimately going to be you who will make that decision. That's not for me to do. But by the end of the 5 weeks, I guarantee you that you will have made your decision, you will have taken the first actions toward it, and you will have a plan for how to carry out yourself for the next 90 days. And for the first 5 people, because that's really all I need right now, that's 5 people over the summer, then my problem is solved. I can be totally focused on delivering maximum value to those 5 people. But the first 5 people here, I have a special price for. It's going to be 7,500 Danish kroners, and that's covering the full 5 weeks. That's 5 sessions in total. and then all the WhatsApp voice notes in the meantime, in between those sessions. And the reason why I said guarantee it is because both I will only take on clients that I'm certain that I can help. If you actually go through all 5 weeks and you do the homework in between the sessions and you still haven't made the decision yet and you don't have a plan for what to do, then we can either keep going for 4 more weeks on me, or I will refund you in full. I won't take your money unless I solve your problem, and that's the guarantee. If it's keeping you up at night, if it's such a big question that you don't feel like you can take it on your own, then it's gonna be worth more than 7,500 Danish kroners. And if that's the case, then just reach out and we'll have a chat. I'm pretty sure we can figure something cool out. It's gonna be either online or in Copenhagen, just whatever you prefer. So in the meantime, take care. Have a freaking fantastic summer. I'm sure both I will be able to figure my stuff out and you will as well. So hooray to us. Take care. Bye.